Attention viewers, do not try anything you're about to see at home.
We're what you call experts.
On this episode of Mythbusters, Adam and Jamie go on a grime wave with two frightfully filthy fables.
That is nasty.
First, they call in the Rat Pack.
I see some rat urine on a can.
For the terrible tale that rat pee on a pop can can kill.
Oh, this one is so gross.
Then they test the myth that everyday items are dirtier than your toilet seat.
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow.
Meanwhile, Jesse, Tori, and Grant cut to the chase
Why'd you stop? We're supposed to skip it.
as they find out if a souped-up supercar
That's a fast car.
can bounce across the surface of a lake like a skipping stone.
We're like Thelma and Louise.
Who are the Mythbusters? Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman.
Relax. This one hurt a bit.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience. Joining them, Tori Belleci, Grant Imahara,
We're good to go.
Carrie Byron,
It's terrifying.
and featuring Jesse Combs.
This is gonna be so rad.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
What do you got there? A story about very small things?
Yep. We're talking about millions of tiny organisms that you come into contact with every day. But some of them could have a nasty surprise waiting for you and be really harmful.
I got one that fits that bill. I got a chain letter recently that stated a woman had died from a deadly pathogen she contracted drinking from a soda can tainted with rat urine.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay.
Wherever there are rats, filth follows. But are soda cans really contaminated by rat pee? And if they are, could drinking directly from the can be deadly?
So how do you want to test this?
Well, you know, this myth is so pervasive, we need to get it right. And that means we need to have a nice, large sample size.
Okay, and I think we should start with a positive pee control so that we know what rat urine looks like, we know how to test for it, we know how to know when it's there.
And we need to just get a whole passel of rats, a bunch of cans, and let nature take its course, huh?
Is passel the collective noun for rats?
I don't know.
Well, actually, it's a horde, swarm, rabble, or pack of rats. But before they get started,
But I don't understand. How is it possible that rat pee could kill you? Yes, it's not rat pee itself that could kill you. It's the fact that rat pee could potentially carry both leptospirosis and hantavirus that makes it potentially dangerous. I see.
according to this myth, deadly pathogens transfer from rat through rat urine to soda can, and from there to people. So first, they're starting with a positive control.
Now, normally we certify our tasty, tasty Mythbusters Cola as both a life-extending elixir and rat pee free. Until today. Today, 1,000 of these puppies are going to be set up as a rat run to be used as what we like to call a control for exposure to rat pee.
Adam and Jamie will hone their rat pee tracking technique before moving on to test real-world soda cans.
So why go to all this trouble to clean the cans just to have rats pee on them? Well, it's because all we want to find is rat pee, not random dirt or other false positives that may be introduced into our test. So, we scrub every single one. And I gotta say, looking at 1,000 cans, there's a lot of dirt to be cleaned up.
Now that the cans are pristine, let the rodent incontinence begin.
Oh, I see some rat urine on a can.
Nice!
This is awesome.
This is one of those sounds that you'll only hear on Mythbusters. Sound of 40 rats on 1,000 cans.
And after 90 minutes of the pitter-patter of ratty feet,
The rat party is wrapped.
Let's put them back in their cages.
there's certainly rat pee on those cans. And the first tracking technique? Blacklight.
Did you know that rat pee fluoresces under black light? That's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to get some black lights and go take a look for them. I feel like I'm one of those police procedural dramas.
And with plenty of glowing puddles,
It's got to be urine.
Lights up like a pinball machine.
Oh, this one is so gross. Look at that.
the boys are positive that the black light is the perfect way to pinpoint the pee.
Well, that's gross. I guess it's time to collect our real-world random samples now.
Well, we better get started. We've got 1,000 cans to collect from all over the city.
1,000. Okay, let's do it.
With their identification method lighting up the pee, the main test begins as the guys collect 1,000 cans from a variety of sources.
Perfect.
And a variety of storage conditions. Some upmarket, some not so much.
All set?
Check this out, man. First can, I see little fluorescing spotty spots.
That's a good sign.
I'm going to put that in the... No, it's a bad sign. I'm going to put it in the for further research category.
A sign that gets worse with every can.
Spots.
Oh, spots. The whole world is contaminated.
Spots.
What are we going to do, dude? I mean, these can't be all contaminated. Can they?
Next, a myth that's sink or skim.
Well, you guys may have figured out by now that, well, me and Cars, we kind of have this thing. And there's a myth on the fan site that I really want to test out.
All right, what is it?
Are you familiar with the Cannonball films?
Yeah.
Sure, from the 80s, right?
Okay, so it's the third installment that our myth comes from. The beginning of the movie, there's a red Lamborghini that is trying to evade the cops. Well, there's a lot of speeding and a lot of weaving and trickery, but man, the cops are not going to accept defeat. So what the sports car driver does is he drives off the road and heads straight towards the lake.
He totally floors it, skips across the water, makes it to the other side, and gets away from the cops.
Exactly.
I love it. Fast cars, skipping across the water. You should come here more often.
To flee the force, a speedy sports car skips the lake fantastic. But is this filmic fantasy or stone cold fact? Could a 1.2-ton car really skim a pond like a skipping stone?
So what's the plan?
I have watched the scene over and over in slow motion. And what I have found that watching frame by frame and measuring points of reference, the car wasn't going very fast, maybe 50 miles an hour. It went off a little launch and skipped about 4 times over a 100-foot body of water.
Okay, sounds easy enough. We get a Lamborghini, drive it at 50 miles an hour, and see if it can skip across 100 feet of water.
Who is going to let us borrow their $250,000 car and drive into a lake to test this? I mean, it's not going to happen. This isn't going to be easy.
No, it's not. But although you can't always get what you want, sometimes you get what you need.
What in the heck did she get that for?
That doesn't look like a Lamborghini.
Yeah, far from it.
Supercar it ain't, but it's still a perfect stunt stand-in. On price tag and top speed, the luxury car has ours beat. But for this myth, what's key is that the surface area, weight, and weight distribution are almost identical. But because nobody is volunteering to drive it into a lake, our resident control geek gets to work.
I got a plan.
With Grant's remote control under control, Tori's talking tracks.
Now, for this myth, as well as a car, we need 2 things. 1, we need a long, straight road that we can get this car up to some pretty high speeds. And 2, at the end of that road, we need a 100-foot pond for this car to try to skip across. Now, we've looked all over San Francisco. We've looked all over California. And we've come up with nothing, which means only one thing. Road trip, baby. Wouldn't it have been easier if we could fly?
With local lakes few and far between, the team hits the road to a familiar location. The last time the team visited the test track of Freightliner, they put some big rig myths to the test. With open space and miles of trackway, it was the perfect place to put their lives on the line. And this time they've added a crucial addition to the end of the track, a giant purpose-built pond, ideal for a sports car to skip. Only not this one. This is just for show.
Why'd you stop? We're supposed to skip it.
Yeah, but that's why we have make-believe Lamborghinis.
Where did you get that car?
Well,